Hey, you're back. It's been almost a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Lots happened in that time. I got married. Coming up on our anniversary in December. Be our second one. I finished the wide body Miata. Just didn't do any videos because my laptop crapped out and I didn't have a new computer. And then I decided not to edit those once I did get a new computer. And update on the J-Swap Miata that I decided to give up on it. I was that close. Just had to do the fuel lines and radiator hoses and a handful of other stuff. But I ended up selling it to a good guy. He holds a speed record for the quarter mile for the J-Swap Civic. So that's going to do some good things with that guy. He's going to finish it. But if you have other questions about the J-Swap Miatas, check out J Series Miata. It's a Facebook page. There's a bunch of guys that have completed the swap that are engineering and making parts that improve its reliability and its ease of maintenance and ease of install. So check out J Series Miata on Facebook. They'll answer all your questions. I wish I learned about them before I started. And as you guessed, time for a new build. Oh, and then also I'll put in a little slideshow of what my wide body Miata turned out, or how it turned out. It was pretty cool. A lot of people are angry that I sold it, but that gave me a new potential project that I think will be really sick. But I'll show you pictures, and here they are. Now it's time to introduce the new build. This build is going to be adventure-oriented and family-friendly. So here's a little sneak at the grill. Don't mind all the bugs plastered all over it. That's what happens when you go fast down the road. Bugs get smashed. But as you can tell, it's a Subaru. It's the STI. But what does the grill look like? It doesn't look like a WRX STI because it's a Forester, and it is not an STI. The previous owner decided to stick it on there according to the previous owner. If that makes sense. But this is a 2008 Subaru Forester X. It has all the bells and whistles. It's probably the newest, it's the newest car that I've owned so far. And we're going to do an Overland build. So today we're going to be fixing some of these dents. There's this dent here in the fender, and I already have some pinstriping going on from sagebrush from me off-roading this thingy. And there's some spots where it was previously repaired. Mechanically and the interior of this car is in great shape. I'll give you a little peek at the interior. It's been reupholstered with brown leather. Kind of clashes with the gray, but when you're sitting in it, all you see is the black trim, and it looks pretty cool. The heated seats, they'll be awesome in the winter time. Yeah, so we're going to do an Overland build on this Subaru Forester. I already have a sponsor for my lift kit. Shout out to Sumo Parts. So we'll get a video of that. And I'll tell you a little bit about my goals with this. So let's talk about the nitty-gritty of the build. The reason behind it is my wife and I, we love camping and hiking. We're also planning on having kids in the near future, so I needed something that seats more than a two-seater convertible and can go more places without damaging the underbody. So we got a Subaru Forester. I had one before, loved it to bits. We go on the sand dunes and jeep trails. For this one, I'm going to take to another, which is raise it up. Right now it's on WR struts. I'm going to raise it up on back onto the Forester struts, and then the Sumo parts, 2-inch lift in the front and 2 3/8 lift in the rear. That'll give us some good ground clearance, get some meaty all-terrain tires on there. Goal for today is to do all the body work that this car has. I believe it's had hail damage because every panel of the car has been painted before, and there's imperfections that are going to show once it's wrapped. So I'm going to do the body work, prime it. It's safe to wrap over primer, and then after I'm done enjoying it wrapped for a few years or so, then I'll probably look at painting it. But that is the goal for today, is the body work. Let's get started. So I'll show you what I uncovered that it turned out to be how I expected. So it's pretty thick filler, and I sanded or ground with my grinding disc and ground all the way till I had removed all the rust that had formed underneath it. That if this was an insurance job, or like me fixing it correctly, at this point I would replace the lift gate, because who knows what I'd uncover here. But because of time and budget, I'm just going to fill it back in and fix it how they had it, and it should be okay. Yeah, that's thicker than my personal taste. I'll show you what. So when I bought the car, I knew, like, it wasn't a surprise. But if you look under here, it looks totally fine. So it's not like the top part got smashed really bad, where it distorted the pinch weld and seam sealer stuff here. And looking through this little hole, can't really see anything. So I'm not too sure why they had to build it up so high. Looks like there's one more crack right here that I'll get out, and then I'll just fill it in. So if you guys are buying a used car and you see that the paint's cracking like that, that's a sign that the body work is probably pretty shady, and maybe keep looking for a different vehicle. Since I do this as a job, I knew what I was getting myself into, and mechanically everything with this car is perfect underneath the vehicle and is all straight. So I'm pretty sure it's just hail damage, just poorly repaired hail damage, because the person was probably just trying to fix it to sell it and get as much money as he could with a little bit of cost. So keep your eyes out for that sort of stuff if you're buying a vehicle. no joke, it only took me a couple minutes once I had the fender liner out to pop out the dent with my hand and then get the little spots with my hammer and dolly. So that is how bodywork should be, where you don't need filler or hardly any filler. So just got all the bodywork done and masked off. I'll take you for a spin around Forester and show you the spots that I fixed. There's the fender spot. That's how I like it, where there's just a little bit of filler. Then for the rest of it, I just ground out where it was rusting and made sure there's no more rust and filled in the spots. And up here, this was the worst spot. I have no idea what they did to the lift gate. Overall, it's not too bad. So, I got the primer in the gun, and we'll start shooting it. Well, there you have it. Got it in primer. I put 3 coats on it. It all looks really good. The primer that I used, it's a pretty high building primer. So before I let it dry and before I get it vinyl wrapped, I'm just going to wet sand it so it's smoother, and it'll knock down some of those sand scratches from the 320 sandpaper that I blocked everything out with. But so that's pretty much as far as I'm going to go with the body work for today. Like I said, I'm going to get vinyl wrapped. I'm just going to vinyl wrap over the primer spot, like the whole car. And then after I'm done with the vinyl wrap, if I want to paint it, then I could always paint it later. So next thing to do is to get the vinyl wrap ordered. I also have snorkel ordered that should be coming this week, and hopefully my lift kit will be coming soon. So my goal is to have this car mostly completed to take to a show down in Utah called Elite Tuners. It's more for stance lowered cars, but I figured why not bring a lifted Forester. So we'll see if I can make that deadline. That is September 6th is the show. So that's my goal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.